Welcome to Teen Up, a podcast that digs deeper into the thoughts of teenagers' mind about the wonders of the world.
If you're new here, I'm your host, Isabella.
And I'm Glenn. If you're not, welcome back.
Here is a quick disclaimer. We are two teenagers that are doing our best to research everything. However, we are not experts, so if we offend anyone or say something wrong, we want to apologize in advance. Please email us to tell us what was wrong. Thank you.
After a month of digging in the topic of success, you must be wondering, what does success really mean and does it matter?
Today, we'll talk about how success might be unhealthy and what it implies.
So I think in the previous episodes, we have talked about what success means, like what it means for different groups of people and what it means philosophically.
Right.
So I think it really comes down to this sentence that I found, saying that we should look at success in a existential perspective.
Okay.
So it's saying that everything will leave us after we die. So all the success, quote unquote success, and our achievements, maybe our money, our fame, it wouldn't be relevant to us if we die. I wouldn't be affected whether I succeed or not because I'm dead.
Right.
And I'm not there to enjoy it anymore. So to look at success in a existential perspective, it's saying that to achieve your inner success, like a success in your personal growth and that kind of stuff, it's like climbing the ladder to this kind of success is done by gradually learning to love others as yourself, to spread love and light through that network and attain its higher consciousness. So it's basically saying that if we look at success in a worldly view, how much money you got, maybe how many houses you have, how many cars you have, how many Grammys you have, if that matters.
Okay.
That is not looking at it in a existential perspective. And it will kind of be an addiction, as we will talk about it later. So it actually all comes down to one question. To really achieve, this kind of success is the question that, wait, are you happy?
I guess this question can be put into different aspects. Like, are you happy with your life? Like the way you're living? Are you happy with the people around you? Do you like what you're doing? And stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think it kind of means that, most of us chase success, right? It's normal. It's very normal. You can find a lot of writings on the internet, a lot of postings saying that how to be success, how to earn a lot of money. It's normal for people to want to be successful. But when you look at it in terms of life and death, you really would think that maybe I should just do something that makes me happy.
Right. I think that some people they like success just
for the sake of it.
Yeah. Or there are also people who like what they're doing and they thrive because they're very good at it.
It's not saying that it's bad. It's just saying that if, for example, I don't want to be a doctor today, but I want to achieve that kind of worldly success. So I choose to be a doctor, but I'm not happy.
Right.
I would say that at the end of the day, I wouldn't feel like I'm successful.
True. Because you're not happy.
And, it kind of is all that matters. Not that, sometimes people are emphasizing on happy too much. I agree. I do agree. Some people are just crazy about happiness, being happy. Totally agree. But when you look at things this way, like if you're choosing to do something that you want to die regretting it, I'd say it's just doing something that you like.
Right.
So it really raises the question, like, is success good? Because since sometimes it makes people miserable.
True. Not all wealthy people are happy, especially those that are so busy, because they want to keep their amount of wealth and status that their life has just been sort of, stuck in this cycle. They can't do other things to make themselves happy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, right. Totally. So people are just trying to keep their money coming in because they're spending a lot. So, maybe it's your family that are spending a lot, but you're not spending those money. You're just earning them for your family.
Right.
I guess if you really like your family or that's what you like to do, then cool. I mean, it's your life. But it comes down to this question, is success good, right? Because it makes people miserable. And sometimes you might think maybe success is bad for you. So I saw this article on The Atlantic. There's an author, Caroline Knapp. She described success kind of like alcohol.
Okay.
It's kind of cool and kind of right. So in her memoir, Drinking a Love Story, it's saying that, and I quote, "It happened this way. I fell in love, and then because the love was ruining everything I cared about, I had to fall out." Many alcoholics know that they would be happier if they quit, but that isn't the point. The decision to keep drinking is to choose that intense love, twisted and lonely as it is, over the banality of mere happiness. So basically, it's saying that alcoholics, they're not completely happy,
Right.
but they're hooked.
They're stuck to this cycle, right?
Yeah, they're stuck to this, I'd say, like addiction in a way. So some people view success just like that. I mean, it's not really like a medical addiction, but to a certain point, they have similar properties or similar traits. So when people are chasing success, it sometimes is not that good. It ruins everything you have, right? And if you don't chase it that much, maybe your life would be better, but you're stuck to it. You fell in love to chasing success. And there are studies that says when people get praised, it stimulates the neurotransmitter dopamine. So it's something that, implicate that it's a addictive behavior.
Right.
And it makes you happy at the moment. So we can see that success is really like drinking in a way. So the author of this article give out this ending. It's saying that, and I quote, "Success in and of itself is not a bad thing, any more than wine is a bad thing." I think it really captured the idea here. Drinking is not a bad thing. I mean, over drinking is a bad thing.
But like just using it as like a celebration, popping open a bottle of champagne is like rewarding yourself, which is not bad.
Yes, wine is not a bad thing. I mean, it helps you relax, right?
Right.
Supposedly. I've never drank that. I don't know. But the thing itself is not like completely bad. Just like success. Success can, push you forward. It can stimulate you to do more, to achieve more, to step out of your comfort zone. When you have them, because everybody likes to have the moment of success.
Right.
So when you achieve something, you want more. I mean, it's natural, and it itself is not unhealthy. If you are having a healthy state of mind, if you're thinking it in a healthy way, if you're not obsessive with it, then it's a good thing, right?
I mean, I guess a lot of things are like this as well. Don't get over.
Yeah, that's for everything. Like computer, sleep, being awake, all kinds of stuff.
Right.
But what it's saying here is that it can be fun and sweetness to life. But when it governs your life, like when it becomes the thing that takes over your life instead of something that adds to your life, it is unhealthy.
Right. I would agree. We don't want anything bad in our lives causing us unhappiness or causing more stress than you're supposed to have. That would not be good.
Yes. So here it's saying that we should realize what should be at the center of our lives. Maybe our family, maybe our loved ones, maybe our relationship with others. Success in maybe wine. should be adding on to these things. It should be complementing them.
Right.
Instead of taking over. So we chasing success doesn't mean that we should let go of our families.
Right.
Because if we are letting go of our families and choosing success over them, then it's just bad. We are addicted to it.
Yeah, like what's the point? Yeah. If you don't have family and you only have success, what if one day you stop being successful? What if you fail that you've done something well? There's nothing for you to go back to.
Right. So, is success good? I guess the answer is both yes and no.
Yeah.
After the break, we're going to dig into this question more by looking at some research on success.
Welcome back. Now we're going to explore some research about success.
Success itself, it's kind of an intrinsic reward, right? When we succeed, we kind of like compliment ourselves. We say, oh, you made it. You're happy.
Mm-hmm.
But in a 1973 study, researchers at Stanford and the University of Michigan showed in this experiment with preschoolers, so kids, they allowed a group of kids to choose their preferred play activities. For example, drawing. And, they wanted to do that. They happily wanted to do that. These kids were later rewarded with a certificate featuring a gold seal and a ribbon.
Okay.
So the researchers found that after they had been given a certificate, the children became only about half as likely to want to draw when they weren't offered anything. Let me break this down. It's basically saying how rewards, extrinsic rewards, can actually kill your enjoyment and motivation. And, a lot of studies have shown the same pattern for many different activities for different age groups. And it basically means that when they are external rewards, for example, I get an award with millions of dollars, that would make me less likely to want to do that.
Right.
It lowers my satisfaction for doing that. And it means that you will like your job less if your motivation is prestige or money, because those are extrinsic.
Right. They're not something that makes you actually want to do what you want to do. At first, it may work very well, but in the end, it will not last long.
Yeah, that's the idea. And it's saying that when we are doing something, if we do it for money or this kind of rewards instead of personal rewards, maybe something that you wanted to do. Like maybe I took care of a family and they turn out great. People are not giving me awards for that. But I feel fulfilled and I feel needed.
Right.
And that might be even more rewarding than actually receiving money.
Right.
And it will actually motivate me to do more things, depending on what that thing is. So another example that this article gave was that if you choose to go on a vacation just to look good on Instagram,
right,
you'll actually enjoy it less.
Oh, true.
Because you're just looking at how you look, how people are responding to it. Maybe you went to the Maldives, posted on Instagram, and you'll see that, only 20 people like your post. And when you just sit in a normal restaurant, you get like 2,000 likes. I mean, that's kind of extreme, but it's kind of like you will enjoy it less because you're so anxious on checking your likes and you're like so anxious on how people look at you in the external rewards that you get instead of actually enjoying the moment.
I feel this very deeply because sometimes when I go, I just want to get
a good Instagram photo, but in the end, I don't actually get a good photo and I don't enjoy the time being there as well.
Because you're just looking for a photo.
Yeah, it's not a good habit.
Yeah, don't do that. And it kind of links to success in a way, right? Because when you are doing something, when you're trying to achieve success, we have like this kind of idea of what we define success, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we define it ourselves. Maybe for me, it's earning a bunch of money and buy a lot of cameras.
Okay.
But that wouldn't last.
Right.
Because if I got all those cameras, then I would just want more. And it will actually kills my motivation to do my job.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I'm a photographer, of course.
Right.
But it's like if I am working in this firm just to get the money, my motivation would eventually die out.
Uh-huh.
So maybe we should focus on ourselves and personal growth.
Yeah, and I guess just try to be happy, like wherever you are in your life. Success doesn't define you.
Yes, that really captures the idea here. And I think a very good way to understand it, as I've seen in another article, I think it's the teaching of Buddha.
Okay.
He said that dwell as a lamp unto yourself. It's kind of weird, I know. It's basically saying that happiness comes from the illumination of your virtues, showing the way for other people.
Oh.
And making yourself visible to your true purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I think it captures the idea of what we're trying to say here. How success should be you achieving yourself instead of you achieving some goals.
Right. I guess this meaning is kind of philosophical, but what I get from here is basically be true to yourself.
I guess it kind of means that we should not only be true to ourselves, but to achieve personal growth. But that really kind of means that you don't measure your success on some worldly values. For example, money.
Right.
Like you don't value yourself like that, and it would make you happier, and you would actually feel successful in that way.
I guess the takeaway here is don't stress yourself out always trying to be successful, and don't feel like you have to be, you have to impress people or like let people know that you're a successful person. All you have to do is make sure that you yourself are fulfilled and you grew throughout the process and you feel like, fulfilled your dreams, be able to look back at yourself in the future that you've done well and that throughout the whole process you're happy about it. You weren't pressured to do anything.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Remember to like, subscribe, and share our channel.
Also, comment down below if you have any thoughts. You could click on the bell to get notified when we upload a new video as well.
Thank you and bye.